everybody, welcome to the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. There you go, nailing that intro. Let's go. As you can see, we added a new device up here. It's telling us the current price of Bitcoin and how many satoshis you can buy for $1 right now. Okay, so I'll keep rotating through. What's up, Jesse? Welcome, dude. Glad to have you in here. Glad to have you in here. So we're doing this. We're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin every night of the week. It's a Monday through Friday. We had a little format going now. It's looking pretty good. I think we could get the show down to like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And perfect. Just a little recap, a little bit of an education, but mostly the main core of this show is to show you how easy it is to just start saving a little bit, start stacking sats, start saving some Bitcoin, right? Preserving some of that wealth, preserving some of that value in best asset, Bitcoin. Okay, so let's get started with checking the strength, the SAT strength. How many satoshis can you buy today for $1? Is the music too loud, guys? Let me know. Lower it a little bit. How many satoshis can you buy for $1? Should we say bit in the chat, or should we say something new? Come up with something new for this show, guys. Let's come up with something new. When you like, stack that like. You stack that like button, okay? Stacked that like button. Thanks for coming in and stacking that like button. It's 3 likes. That's like an all-time high for the show. 3 likes. Thanks for coming in, guys. All right, here we go. The SAT strength as of today. We've been using this site called Sats per dollar, but I don't think it updates as frequently as my. It doesn't update as frequently as I would like. So we're going to use this other indicator. This website's called Clark Moody Bitcoin. So bitcoin.clarkmoody.com. It's a really nice site that updates on the regular. So you can find this by going to bitcoin.clarkmoody.com/dashboard. It's a cool site. It gives you ongoing information about the Bitcoin network. And the thing we're particularly interested in during the SAT strength episode, during the SAT strength segment, is how many sats per dollar we can get. And there it is. Yeah, this one's more in tune with my device back here. So at the time of this recording, we can buy 3,819 satoshis for $1. Yay! Okay, cool. So that's it. It's a good little range, a good little metric for us to look back to down the road when we check out our old episodes. We can say, imagine when you used to be able to buy 3,820 satoshis for $1. Crazy. All right, it's actually up since yesterday, I think, because the price of Bitcoin has dropped a little bit. So last DCA. Stay tuned. We're going to figure out the whole DCA process in a second. All right, going back to the main screen, I do want to introduce a new segment. And this is kind of where we're going to talk about the educational piece, or the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is Bitcoin, not crypto. Okay, it's one of the things people say that are into Bitcoin, and I want to break it down a little bit and talk about it for a couple minutes, and then we'll jump into the stack recap, which is our current. We'll describe that once we get there. So our next segment is the stack recap, and then we're actually going to stack some sats tonight. Okay, so this segment is called Why We Stack. That's a new segment. Why We Stack. So here we go. Boom, intro music. Why We Stack. Bitcoin orange pill right there. This information is going to help you understand why it makes sense to save in Bitcoin. Yeah, here we go. So why we stack? Bitcoin, not crypto. Okay, so when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? Bitcoin is the original. Okay, it was put together by either an individual or a group of people that went by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. That's what we stack SATS. We stack Satoshis, fractions of a Bitcoin, and it grew organically and was put together in a way that no one individual or no group, no panel, no board, no founder controls it, right? So the only way that Bitcoin could be, that the rules of Bitcoin, including the cap of 21 million, can be changed is if everybody that's participating in the network, all the miners decide to, or not all the miners, but 51% of the miners decide to fork and change the rules, right? So that's what sets apart Bitcoin. That's one of the things that sets apart Bitcoin from any other cryptocurrency that you might be familiar with. That includes like Ethereum, Cardano, all the other coins you've heard about. Those are considered altcoins, right? Including all the coins like SHIB and Pepe and all those coins that are popular right now. All those coins are considered altcoins, and if you want to be blunt and I guess rude about it, they're considered SHIT coins. Okay, I'm not gonna say the word. I want to keep it family friendly, but most people will say that most people that are into Bitcoin that have seen the light refer to it as a SHIT. Anything that's not Bitcoin is an SHIT coin, because those coins don't do like proof of work mining for it, or they do proof of work, but they also have a leader, a founder that can change the rules of that coin anytime. They can increase the supply, they can reduce the supply, and so you never have that. You always have to have trust in that individual or that organization or that board is not going to change the rules on you, right? So that's one of the reasons why some people would consider I consider it, but a lot of people consider Bitcoin a commodity, and altcoins more like a unregistered security, right? Because it's a company it's a company with the leadership of the board, and they're offering you coins, which are kind of like stocks, with the promise of them going up in value, right? So, or not the promise, but with the idea that they're going to go up in value. So it's basically like, well, isn't that like a stock for a company, but then it's not registered, so it's like an unregistered security. Okay, so to avoid all that and any implications and any regulations that might come down on those coins, or anybody changing the rules on you once you've committed enough liquidity, enough money into that coin, we don't mess with those coins. We only deal with Bitcoin. So we're a Bitcoin only channel, a Bitcoin only show. We're not going to talk about investing in any of those coins, and the only reason we bring those coins up now is just to differentiate ourselves from those coins and say that those coins are basically I'd say that's basically like gambling. I'm not going to tell you not to buy those coins and buy and sell them, but just know that you're more likely to get wrecked than to make big gains. I know some of the coins, if you get in early enough, you can make some pretty big gains, and it's pretty exciting and it's fun. But just know that it's not something that's like that I know that I can. It's not something that I would recommend, right? The point of this show is to save SATS, is to save in Bitcoin, because it's nothing's a sure thing, but it's a lot safer than, in my opinion, it's a lot safer than investing in altcoins or SHIT coins. Okay, so that is the little educational piece of today's episode, the little portion. I'm going to recommend that you guys check out. You know what? I have a meme that you guys might enjoy. don't know if I see. I should have that up next time. I'm gonna bring it up real quick on my phone, see if I can bring it up. See if I can have it here. It's a little meme that kind of tells you the path to becoming a Bitcoin maximalist. Maximalist. So this, I'll put it all up to the camera. Hopefully I can pick it up. Okay, if I dim it, give me a second. Oh yeah, there it is. The path to Bitcoin maximalism. You know what? I want to put this up on the screen. You guys, hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I'm gonna figure out. No Dogecoin then? No, Carl. No Dogecoin. You can get Dogecoin if you want, but just know that it's not something you would be saving in long term. It's more of a play, like gambling. Like you think it might come up, it's down. Because with those coins, Carl, they can change the rules on you. They can burn coin. They can add more supply, and then at that point, your wealth is being manipulated by the creator of that coin, right? So it's very difficult to have like a consistent. It's like playing a game. It's like playing a game, and you're playing by a set of rules, and you think you're winning the game or you're getting ahead in the game, and then they change the rules on you, right? And then all of a sudden you're not where you were because the rules got changed. So they're always, and it's not dependable. You can't make plans around that. So that's why we go with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is immutable. It's not, you can't change it. So that gives you the security that you can, you don't have to trust in anybody being honest with you. It's already there. It's code. It can't be tweaked. So you have that kind of like this peace of mind, right? Is what we're trying to outline here, what we're trying to go for is that you want a place to put that wealth that's not going to get manipulated or changed, right? That's why we're trying to move away from the dollar as well, because the dollar supply keeps going up, and when the pie gets bigger, your portion of that pie gets smaller, okay? And then you lose purchasing power through inflation. That's how inflation works, right? The money supply is promising, their ideal is to have a 2% inflation rate, right? Well, what's inflation? Inflation is like a hidden form of taxation, right? You already pay your income tax. You already pay your sales tax. You already pay your home tax, right? Your property tax. And then on top of that, they're also stealing from you at a minimum. Their goal is to steal from you. We've somehow agreed to let them steal from us at 2%, right? Like if we get the inflation rate to 2%, oh, the economy is doing great. But what does that really mean? It means that you're okay with them taking the purchasing power of your savings at a rate of 2%. And if we were at 2%, it might take like, I don't know, 15 years for your money to lose half of its value or something like that. But we're not at 2%. We're like at, I want to say like 8 or 9%, right? Because the numbers they give you are all fudged, right? Carl says, yeah, right on. I didn't Logan Paul do that with a coin? Yeah, I'm not sure if he did or not, but a lot of people will do that. They'll create a coin and don't let people know how much of supply is out, how much of a supply they made. They'll sell some and give some to their friends and keep some for themselves. And then the ones they do sell, once people start buying them, they sell their coins as people are buying their coins. It's called a pump and dump. Yeah, you're right. It's called a pump and dump. But you can't pump and dump. Well, I don't know if you could, I guess if you had enough liquidity, you could pump and dump Bitcoin, but it's not there's so many people participating in it that, yeah, I'm sure at some point there, at some degree, there's a degree of manipulation, right? Like the market makers and stuff. But the reason we DCA is to be outside of that manipulation, right? Because the way they manipulate stocks and coins and Bitcoin is to get you to buy when you think it's gonna keep going up, then they reverse it on you, and to get you to short when you think it's going to keep dropping, and then they bring it up on you, right? So they're basically playing off of the retail investors like that. They're catching you on both sides. But if we're DCAing, we're not selling, and there's no risk of losing by buying high and selling low. Jesse's got a good question. Your hedge funds have enough money to manipulate. Yeah, they do have enough money to manipulate Bitcoin, but unfortunately they don't have the I guess the permission to invest in Bitcoin, right? I'm sure some of them are doing it behind the scenes, but the whole point of the whole DCA process is that I'm committed to buying a certain amount of Bitcoin every day at this point, regardless of the price, right? Because in the end, in the end, Bitcoin is trending up, and it's trending up because it's a reflection of the devaluing of the dollar, because we keep printing so much money. We keep printing so many dollars that it takes more of those weakened dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin, right? That's why we keep track of the SAT count, because the SATS per dollar, that's going to keep going down. SATS per dollar is going to keep going down as the dollar weakens, right? And when the value of a home, for example, goes up, it's not that the house is actually going up in value. It's that the house is still a house. You're still going to live in it. It's still worth the same. It's still the amount of land, but the dollar is weakening, so you need more dollars to buy that same property, right? All right, let's not get too sidetracked. That's like the premise of the whole thing is we're investing in Bitcoin, not crypto. Okay, if you go invest in crypto, that's a gamble. It's fine to do it if you're willing to lose that money, right? But what we're doing here is we're not trying to get you into some pump and dump coin, or some kind of situation where you're gonna lose money that way, right? There is a risk of losing money in Bitcoin, of course. If you buy it high and freak out when it drops and you sell it low, then you're gonna lose that money, right? But if you buy it, it drops a little bit, it drops a little bit more, you don't have a realized loss until you sell it at a lower number. Okay, so in the end, if Bitcoin goes down, a Bitcoin is still equal to a Bitcoin. A Satoshi is still equal to a Satoshi. Just hang on to it. We're putting in money that we don't need. Okay, make sure you pay all your credit card bills, all that stuff that's got high interest rates before you start investing in Bitcoin or something like that. Anyway, it's not financial advice. I'm just trying to help you guys get a little bit of an understanding. And if you want to act on it, it's up to you. And if it piques your interest and it makes you think about our current money system, then I'm winning. All I care about this show is helping a few people open their eyes and start to think about the way that the money system works, the way that the government controls the money system to steal your value, to steal your life force, right? You trade your life or money at work at a certain rate. Either you're getting paid a salary or you're getting paid hourly, and you're trading that life force so that you can later on use that value to make other things in your life a little bit easier, right? Like put gas in your car so you can go further places, pay for a place to live so you can be in shelter, right? So you're exchanging your life force for the ability to be able to trade for other things in an easier way, because you can't work for gas at the gas station. You got to give them money, right? So when inflation comes along and steals from you by devaluing the value that you already worked for, it's like a violation of the contract you have with society, right? You've already put in the work and earned that money that represents a certain amount of your life force, right? Well, when inflation comes along and takes some of that money or reduces the value of that, then it's like, okay, then you probably just worked 4 hours, right? There's a chart that I've seen. I need to have these ready for next time. I'll have that chart ready for next time. The Bitcoiners journey and the chart for how much of your life you actually end up using. There's a comparison. I've seen this article on Twitter about, somebody made a really good comment about how in the, like, just think of like feudal Japan, right? Where there was a lord of that, of an area, of a territory, and a shogun, right? And everybody there in that society basically worked for those lords and shogun, right? And you put in like the farmer class would farm and make food and produce things, and then the higher ups, like the government and the elites, I guess, would consume that, add a layer on top of that, and then tax people, right? So you look at those things, like you see that in a movie or something, and you're like, wow, that sucks, that's so unfair, that's like weird, right? Like imagine not being born into a higher class, and you're the one that's stuck doing the work, right? And you can never like ascend into a different tier, because it's just the way society's built, right? And you think, man, that's crazy how they used to do it back in the day, right? But if you think about it, if you slow down and look back and you think about what we're doing now, it's similar to that, but it's just done in a different way, right? No matter how hard you work, if you're saving in dollar, you're always losing, because you're losing value. Anyway, that's like the idea. So if you look at it, we're working for most of our lives. Like the best time in a person's life right now is like while they're going to like school, elementary school, like the age of my kids, before they graduate and start a career. Then once you start working, you work until like you're 60, or was it 67, something like that, 67, 64, I forget what the retirement age is. But you're the best time of your life, you're working for what you think is value. You're working for what you think is a certain amount of value, and you look back and you might not have enough to retire. You thought you would have enough to retire. Like, how much is it going to take to retire when we're old enough to retire if the inflation keeps going up? So we have this beautiful gift that Satoshi Nakamoto gave us, which is Bitcoin, so that we can store our wealth outside of the money system that steals from us, right? I'm not saying don't use dollars for day-to-day stuff. That money's fine. You use it for pay your bills, whatever, but whatever you want to save it in an asset, right? And if we can't buy a house or something like that that's going to retain its value, then Bitcoin is easy to start with. It's cheap. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, right? You can buy fractions of it, which is Satoshis. Okay, enough ranting. Hope that I'm working till the end, says Carl. Aw. See, Carl, you might not need to, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, there's no safer place, I would believe, right? Bitcoin is up 80% since like the beginning of the year, right? And so anyway, a little bit more, we'll talk a little bit more about that next episode. Let's get into the stack recap. Here we go. Stack recap. Okay, so we're going to bring up the spreadsheet, and we're going to talk about our current position, our buys so far, and I'm going to explain to you what the premise of the show really is, as far as our buying strategy, our DCA, our dollar cost average strategy. Okay, here we go. We're here. Go back to the SATS show spreadsheet. Oh, okay. I have to do all my own sound effects. Okay, so episode 1 was 522, which is actually Bitcoin Pizza Day. Yay! And we bought. Oh yeah, the premise of the show is our buying strategy is as follows. We're always gonna buy at least $5 of Bitcoin Monday through Friday, regardless of the price. We buy it, okay? And then we're going to list it. We're going to add it to our spreadsheet, right? And then if our average buy price is higher than the current price of Bitcoin, we're going to buy $10 worth instead of $5, okay? If our average buy is lower than the current price of Bitcoin, in other words, we're ahead, then we're going to buy only $5 that day. Okay. So each day we're going to buy at least $5 and maximum $10. Okay. So with that said, if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna jump into, now that we're done with the stack recap, we're gonna jump into Stack Wednesday. Choo, choo, choo. Okay, Stack Wednesday. We're doing let's look at the price of Bitcoin and see what we're doing today. If we're gonna do if we're going to do $5 or $10. So first we go to our browser, and our average buy right now is $27,069. Okay, that's how much the price of Bitcoin is for our average price. And then we're going to jump into the charts here, and let's see what the current price is. Stack SATS trading view. Boom. What up? I'm over here now. Okay, so we're gonna see and recap what we bought already. So right now our first buy on the 22nd was 27,000, was bought at 27,260. Our second buy, which is actually a double buy because it dropped the next day, is at $26,924.03 was the price of Bitcoin. Our average is way up here, and the current price of Bitcoin is down here at about 26,266. So I'm gonna bring up the old Bitcoin buying station. Oh, I didn't bring that. I'm not gonna show this piece of it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have anything on there that I don't want you guys to see. But I am working on a way to show the whole DCA process, so I can show you guys where I'm actually buying and all that good stuff. So I'll probably show that soon. Starting a bunch of windows. All right. Since today the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy, we are gonna buy $10 worth. Okay, $10 worth. Let me find my previous buying area. It's so nerve-wracking to do this live. I don't want to buy on the wrong. All right, there it is. BTC. Add fund. Buy at the market price. Okay. $26,253. 6254. And we're gonna buy how much? $10 worth, right? I'm gonna put $10.80 because I think it likes to round up. So it likes to round down to like to a certain degree of satoshis. I'm gonna put $10.80 just so that it rounds closer to the actual $10. Okay. So here we go. I'm buying at 259. All right, I'm just gonna set it to do market value. Go. Ending. Let's see. Yep. Okay, bought it. Okay, let's get some details here. All right. Cool. I think I might have padded that one too much. But okay, so I ended up spending $10.76. Okay, $10.76. Let's update our spreadsheet. Okay. The way that the spreadsheet is set up, I need to list it on 2 different lines so that the average doesn't get messed up. 524, 23. We bought at 26,255. 55. Come on here. Bought at 26,255. Copy this. We did 2 buys of $10. Two $5 buys, which actually ended up being 1076. $538. So we went a little overboard, but that's okay. 5, 8, 5. Okay. All right, and then that translates to 41,000 satoshis. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. 41,000 satoshis. Let me on each one. I'm gonna do 20,000 satoshis on each spreadsheet. So 1, 2, 5. Yep. Copy this. Boom. Okay. Ooh, we're almost at 0.001 SATS. Let's go. Ooh. Ooh, that's not right. Oh, it is right. It is right. Okay, we spent 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 125. We're definitely down. We're definitely down, but not by much. We're gonna keep dollar cost averaging, and that changed our average. And now let's update the trading view. Boom. Okay. So we added another DCA at 26,255. 655, and we put another $10 on the 4th. Bam. Oh look, we made a gain. We're already winning, guys. We're already winning. Look at that. We already made gains on that last DCA. If you stretch out the graph enough, it looks like a big gain. Like we've gone up 0.04%. Anyway, we're not looking at the numbers. We're buying it daily. It doesn't matter what the price is, because in the long term, Bitcoin's going up. That's the belief anyway. All right. So that puts us at a different average buy. Let's see what our average buy moves to. That's going to be 6,744. So it lowered our average buy. 26,744. Put us like right here somewhere. Boom. So see, you're seeing the beauty of dollar cost averaging. When Bitcoin goes down and you keep buying at the same rate, the average buy here is representing our profits. Like once we get above our average buy, we're in profits, guys. That's like your money's already, your value is already resisting that inflation, right? Yeah, we're gonna have our ups and downs, but we're gonna keep buying. And as the price comes back above our average buy price, we will already be in profits. Okay, so right now we're below profits, of course, but we just got started. Okay, so the market's gonna move. That's just the way the market is. But by DCAing, it doesn't matter if the market moves up or down. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and it's trending up. So that's the goal, right? Crazy. All right. We need some sound effects for the show, guys. I need to put my soundboard together for the show. I'm working till the end. Let's go. Okay, cool. So the way that we run the show now is we jump into the getting close to the end of the show. If you guys dug it, we're gonna be doing this Monday through Friday. I'm shooting for 8:15 most of the week, but Wednesdays we have fishy hours, a different show I'm doing. So Wednesdays might be around 9. So for the most part, I'm gonna shoot for around 8:15 all the other days, and we'll be here DCAing, stacking SATs. Okay, I'm gonna set up a presentation on how I'm doing it. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the importance of moving your Bitcoin once you buy it off of an exchange and onto a self-custody wallet, physical wallet, right? Self-custody, so that you can be your own bank and you don't have to worry about an exchange or a bank. You don't have to worry about an exchange going down, and you don't have to worry about a bank freezing your assets for whatever reason, right? You get that off the exchange, get that value out of the dollar into Bitcoin. You get that Bitcoin off of an exchange onto your hardware wallet that you have full control over. Nobody can take from you unless you let them. And you'll start to feel that peace of mind that comes from knowing how to be your own bank. Okay? And it's just an amazing feeling. You feel like sovereign, getting closer to sovereign, right? You gotta be able to get to grow food. You gotta be able to defend yourself, right? You gotta be able to preserve your wealth. You don't have property, right? Most things we call property these days is stuff that can be seized, right? Is that real property? Bitcoin is. Nobody can take your Bitcoin unless you let them. Okay? So with that, let's pretend wrap up the show, because we're gonna do the ending and we're gonna jump into some Q&A after the show. So in the words of Nate Dogg, hey, stack sats every day. Yo, that was awesome. I'm having fun, boys. This is exciting. It's stuff that I'm excited about, that I'm learning more and more each day. And I need to add like some recommendations for content from the book, so you guys can check out. The Sovereign Individual is a great book. The Bitcoin Standard is an awesome book, audiobook. About 6 or 8 hours. You can listen to that in a week, in a couple of long car drives. The Bitcoin Standard. Recommend that you get that. Listen to it. Challenge it. Ask questions. See see if you find any holes in it, right? Bring the questions here. We'll talk about it, because I want to know too. Maybe you see something I don't, and it's kind of like a community thing, right? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, boys. Hope you appreciate the show. Share it with your friends that are into that are thinking about Bitcoin. This is I'm trying to do this for people that are not already full in on Bitcoin and don't understand it. It's an easy way for somebody that's not into Bitcoin to start to get an idea, right? Even if you just show up for the entertainment, show up to watch me spend money on Bitcoin, or the curiosity of, hey, will that eventually be worth something? Will we be in profits? How soon will we be in profits? How soon will we break our average buy, right? Did you know that if you would have started buying crypto and not crypto. What I do? Not crypto. You know, if you would have started buying Bitcoin when it was at the peak and DCA, right? And dollar cost average the same amount every day, every week, or every month since Bitcoin was at its all-time high, about $67,000 for Bitcoin, and you continue to DCA as of I think a month ago or a month and a few weeks ago. If you had been DCAing since then at the top, you would already be in profits as of a month ago. As of a month ago or so, you would be in profits by now. If you started DCAing at the top, we're starting near a bottom, near one of the bottoms. I don't know if it's the actual bottom for this bear run, but it's definitely a good place to start, right? So if those guys that started high DCAing are already in profits, shoes, we're gonna be in profits soon, guys. Okay. All right, there's a little bit of hope there. And if you have any questions, guys, let me know. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for another episode of the SATS Show. Later, guys.